Do you remember the night that she died well, or is it now something you've blocked out of your head?
No, I remember it quite well.
You went and had dinner at this restaurant.
Where are you going?
I'm interested in what happened.
No, you're not interested. The guy, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Let me help you. Let me take this out of my ear. There's no one talking to me, okay? You haven't got to worry. There is nobody talking to me. These are my questions for you, which are based, in my view, perfectly legitimately.
Now you want to know what happened that night?
I'm curious, yeah.
No, you're not curious.
I am, because you were acquitted.
I thought you said you researched all this, so you know what happened that night.
I know the facts of the night. I'm curious about...
Tell me about the facts of the night.
You take your wife for dinner to a restaurant.
Go ahead.
Your wife goes to the car. You go back to retrieve, as you say, your gun, which is in the restaurant. And when you return, your wife has been shot dead. When they test the gun that you go and retrieve, that is not the same gun that killed her. Am I right so far?
So far.
Right, so
Roughly,
I'm factually correct. I have no agenda here at all. You clearly think I do, but I don't.
It sounds boring as hell, but go ahead.
I don't think it's boring. Your wife got murdered.
No, but your questions are boring. I mean, even what you just said. Are you sure the people in Tibet give a about any of this?
I think you're here because you've written a book about your life.
Yeah.
And I would argue...
There's a lot more to my life
I'm sure
than
there is.
that night.
But there's probably nothing more significant in your life than... Really? Than the murder of your wife?
I didn't murder my wife. It may be significant to you.
I didn't say you did.
But it isn't to me. You said there's nothing more significant.
Than the murder of your wife.
Personally, it's not the most significant thing in my life. The most significant thing in my life is when I was 2 years old and I found an audience. The next most significant thing is when I went to MGM as an extra, and 3 years later I starred in my first film. You know, America just was going to war. It was the worst time in the world for America, but there's nothing more significant than a little boy with no parents, no friends, nothing, walking into MGM and 3 years later starring in his first film. You know how significant that is? No, because you've never lived my life.